So 10th you had how much? Sorry.
96.4.
Wonderful. 11th.
11th mid was a bit down around 89, 90 something.
Still, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And what is it that you're willing to study if you go abroad?
So management or law?
Okay. Okay. Look, for law, I would tell you, Niharika, that it would be better if you can stay back in India because law studies are great in India and they're very affordable. Once you start thinking of going abroad, there are two or three barriers. First barrier is that Canadian law, if you practice, you won't be able to come back to India. Number one. Number two, the Canadian law program does not start immediately after plus two. You have to do a graduation course of 4 years, and then probably you can apply for a. So that is how it works. Okay. Uh, for the management program, definitely you can go ahead and you can apply to n number of countries around the world. Reason being, your academic percentages are quite good and you have math as a subject. Okay. Now, the thing is that for Canada, the applications have started already. We are in the middle of the process right now, and the process will be closing somewhere around, say, 15th of January to 25th of January. Most of the universities would close down for their fall 2023 admissions. Okay? Now, there are certain documents that you would require in order to apply. However, let me tell you that Canadian applications are one of the simplest applications in the world. Okay. So what you require is one letter of recommendation from one of your teachers, which is required at some of the universities, not all of them. You will require an IELTS scorecard. You should have at least 7 bands in the IELTS scorecard. Okay. Thirdly, you will require a predicted scorecard from your school, which is on the basis of your past performance. Plus, you will require your class 10th mark sheet, class 11th mark sheet, and your passport. Okay. I hope both of you have a valid passport.
Yes, yes, sir.
These are the basic things that you will require. Plus, you should have a resume ready at your hand, which it talks about all your achievements in the past. At times, it might be required. Okay. So these are the basic things. Now, Canadian universities and the places that you should, the kind of percentages that you have, Harika, you can definitely look at the best options. For example, University of Toronto, University of Waterloo, University of McMaster. Then probably you can look at some safer universities like Simon Fraser in the Vancouver Islands, Queen's University in Ontario, York University in Ontario. So all of these major universities are in the Ontario region. Some of the universities are in other regions also. Ma'am, as you are here, let me give you also an idea about cost of education and living in. So you are basically looking at spending round about 1.25 crores in a period of 4 years for Nihari. Course will be for 4 years. Most of the universities in Canada, they offer an internship based up, which is for a period of 6 months to 1 year. So that extends your course by 1 year. Phenomena is known as co-op, where university will make you meet with several employers. You will, sit for an interview. Once you crack an interview, you will go to that office or that employer for a period of 6 months. You'll generate your work ex, you'll come back and finish the rest of your course. Okay. So you can take up these experiences for at least 6 months to 1 year during the course. By the time you graduate, you are not a fresher any longer, and you have already made relationships with your future employers. Chances are very heavy that the same employer might hire you once again. Okay. So this is a very unique opportunity that Canadian universities offer. And the most prolific university in this regard is University of Waterloo, which is around about 45 kilometers away from the Ontario city of Ontario. Okay. Now, in terms of cost, I told you, you will be spending 1.25 crores approximately. and that includes your living, your tuition, and all other supplemental expenses. So that is how it works. Anything specific that you would like to know, please go ahead.
So, don't the universities offer scholarships to, I mean,
Some of them do, like University of Toronto does, and the scholarship amount can go up to 1,20,000 Canadian dollars, spread over a period of 4 years, and it is totally on the basis of academics. This is one scholarship, and we have another scholarship that can go up to 1,80,000 Canadian dollars, but that is given only to one student from any school, from one school, one student. Okay? So for this, the school has to, you know, vouch for the student, saying that this student particularly has done some exemplary services for the school, and we want to vote for. If the university approves, then we get that $1,80,000. Otherwise, for a couple of their campuses, they have that $1,20,000 wala scholarship, which is totally based on merit. Other universities, if you look at them, the scholarship amount may not be that high, might be ranging between $5,000 to $10,000, and they are all automatic scholarships. That means you do not have to separately apply, and all of these scholarships are majorly based on your marks. Okay, so that is how it works, ma'am. Anything else that I can answer?
I mean, the major scholarship which you told me about, that will be based on merit, that 1,20,000.
Absolutely, ma'am, based on merit.
I mean, the 12th marks, the
12th.
so I mean, do you guarantee that if a child gets a higher percentage above this level, then he or
No,
she
ma'am.
might get it?
We can't guarantee because you never know what kind of competition is coming through, and we have a limited budget offering. Right? So you never know whether or not your child will get it. But on an average, we've seen that somebody who's scoring beyond 95, 96%, there are chances that we might get that 1 lakh. And it is a up to 1,20,000 dollars. So
Okay.
it is never said that पूरा एक PC आपको मिलेगा. Might be $40,000, $80,000, or 1,20,000, depending on the situation.
So, do European countries also allow the students who have studied from there to settle? I mean, if they want to?
Settlement can be a little bit of a problem. European universities give you 1 year of post-study job search visa. You can get a job, then you can stay as long as you have your work visa. But settling down is something which is not very prevalent in the European sector. If you're looking at settlement, then there are only two countries that I would advise. One is Canada, second is Australia. These are the two countries which will provide a fast permanent residency solution.
And suppose if the child wants to come back after the graduation,
Oh, great.
then he or she will be able to secure a good job here.
Yes, ma'am. If you have at least 2 years of work ex in that country. So whenever I send my students abroad, I always tell them that don't immediately come back. If you want to come back, at least work for 2 years after your course, and then probably you can come back. Because then in India, you will be judged by your work experience, which is international work experience, and it is highly valued. So that ways it makes sense.
Okay, sir. Which I mean, I can see from the recording the name of the colleges which you told us. Um, so I mean, we should keep it in mind that the approximate cost is what you told us,
Yes, ma'am.
and 6 years, then minimum we have to send the child for the course.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it's not like that you cannot come and go in between. Obviously, at breaks, you can come back to India and spend a holiday. But then that should not be too often because the more you spend your time there in Canada, the more opportunity you get in terms of network. It is a country which is welcoming everybody to come back and settle down.
Hmm.
Right? So I think we should make the most of it.
Okay. And what course do you suggest, sir, to be, I mean, which is
There are
easy to
several
learn?
courses. So you can look at a BSc management course. You can look at mathematical finance courses. If Niharika has an interest towards numbers, then probably we can look at a finance kind of a course. Okay. You might as well look at economics course, but What gives us more job opportunities in Canada is either management courses or finance courses.
Okay. So data analytics is other thing which we are hearing about. So
Mm.
is there a course like this there also?
Ma'am, for data analytics, most of the universities will ask you to do a graduation course which sets up the pedestal. Otherwise, getting into data analytics might be very techy kind of a person needed. Normally, a techy kind of a person is. However, after completing a finance course, also you might get into data analytics or financial analytics as a job. Okay, so as far as course is concerned, you may not find them too many in Canada for data analytics, but you will find plenty of finance and management courses. Okay. If you want to look at data analytics kind of a course, then you might find them in Australia. You might find them in India also in certain places, but not much in Canada.
Okay, and sir, do you, I mean, you can give some idea about Singapore also?
Of course. So Singapore, if you're looking at it, look, there are two public universities, which is National University of Singapore and Nanyang Technological University. Now,
Hmm.
these guys, they look out for people who are like the toppers of a board or toppers of a district, toppers of a country, that kind of a profile. So unless and until you have been consistent enough in scoring like 97, 98, 99, 100 kind of percentages in the last 3 years, that between 9 to 12, we have minimal chance. Approximately at National University of Singapore, we get through not more than 13 students every year overall from entire country. So it is a severely competitive university to apply to. However, they have two more universities. One is Singapore Management University and Singapore Institute of Management. These are lesser universities in terms of ranking, okay, and are easy to get through. Not very difficult to get through with the kind of percentages that Niharika has. You can definitely apply. The cost of education in Singapore per year should be nothing less than 20 lakhs as tuition and 10 lakh rupees as living cost. And the course duration is for 3 years. So you can multiply, it is approximately close to a crore. Okay? So that is how it is.
Okay, and so there is another university in Switzerland, I think University of Munich. I don't remember the name exactly. It
So
was
ma'am,
in Germany.
Switzerland, why I would not advise is primarily because of the language barriers. Most of the universities in Switzerland either do not have a course in English, or if they do have a course in English, most of the peer group there will be coming from diverse backgrounds and majorly they will be non-English speaking population. So that becomes very difficult for the child to survive. And also, if you're going to an abroad country, you'll obviously not only study there, you would also look at opportunities to work. That will become difficult in Singapore. So I would rather suggest that if you're looking at a budget-friendly country, start looking at a country like Netherlands. Netherlands, your entire budget for 3 years,
Hmm.
your tuition, living, and everything inclusive, would not be higher than 70 lakh rupees. And you have some very good universities there. Like, for example, you have University of Amsterdam, you have University of Eindhoven, you have Erasmus. These are very, very good universities, okay, and at a very affordable cost. And moreover, the country itself is a very uh, happy country. So in the World Happy Index, they are at number 5. They work there only for 4 days in a week, not more than that.
Hmm.
And 75% of the country speaks very fluent English. All the courses, major universities, the courses are taught in English. So that ways you can look at this country. You can look at Ireland also. Okay. These days, a lot of consultants seem to talk about Ireland just because there is a rise in the work opportunity. So you have two good universities there. One is University College Dublin, and the second one is called Trinity College Dublin.
Which is the first one, sir?
University College Dublin, UCD,
UCD.
UCD
And
and TCD. Sorry, ma'am.
Second one is,
Trinity College, Dublin.
and they do allow to settle. I mean, if the child wants to settle there.
Um, all across Europe, settlement can be an issue. You're there till the time you have work with you. The day you do not have a work visa, you'll have to come back.
And so UK.
UK, they are changing their norms, but till today, they offer you a 2 year post-study job search visa. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing is that getting work in UK is becoming a challenge because at this juncture, they are undergoing a financial depression. So their depression will get over probably in the next 2 years. Okay, she will graduate probably in the next 3 years. So by then the economy will come into place. Uh, but settling down again is a problem. Okay, but however, still you will find a lot of Indians who are already settled in UK. Which means that if you stay there for 7 to 8 years, there is a chance that you might get a green card. That is
Yeah, so and I mean now we want to know about colleges in India.
ma'am. For that, I will get you connected to somebody else. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, you are at Amity, right? Which Amity do you go to?
Sector 46.
Gurgaon.
Yeah.
Fine. So I'll ask my team member in Gurgaon to get you connected. However, ma'am, what you can do is you can simply visit our center in Gurgaon also.
So I went there.
Acha, you went there,
Yeah, I mean from there I got the number of Anjali ma'am,
right?
and I'm not
So you
sure
met
if
Akansha there. You met
yeah,
Akansha there,
yeah,
right? India, ma'am, if you want to apply, look, there is a set of traditional universities and then there is a set of modern age universities.
yeah.
So traditional universities means all those universities which take admission through entrances, starting with Delhi University, the five IMs.
Hmm.
Then you have Narsi Monji, which is in Mumbai and Bangalore. Then you have Symbiosis Pune, Christ University Bangalore. So all of them have started their processes now. So Narsi Monji's form has come out a few weeks back. Symbiosis came out a couple of days ago. Okay. So were you aware, Niharika?
Yeah.
Great. So these forms have already come out. So now, you should start applying, okay, for the traditional set, and you should also start preparing for the entry. Okay? So
So
apart
there
from
is another college, SP Jain, which has started.
not a very good feedback, ma'am.
Okay.
Not a very good feedback. They have a tri-nation kind of a
Yeah, yeah,
course.
yeah.
Hmm.
So the point is that if I do not stay in a country for more than 2 years, how do I understand in that country and how do I network for my job opportunity? That is
Right.
my first problem. Second, the student feedback over the years for this particular university has not been great. They are very good for their MBA program in India, but they're equally bad for their undergraduate program.
Okay.
So rather than SP Jain, I would ask you to focus on certain modern age universities. Like, for example, you might apply for a university like Ashoka,
So
where
what
you
do
can,
they offer?
sorry, ma'am.
That's an integrated course, I think, which they have.
Yeah, ma'am, they have couple of things. Either you can apply for a BA Economics Honors as a major, or you might apply for an integrated program, which is BSc Economics and Finance. Okay?
Okay.
So it is not very easy to get through Ashoka. Okay. The first round of application is done. Okay. Now the second round is beginning. I mean, second round has begun already. It will close down somewhere in the month of January 11th. I think 11th of January will close down the
So
second round.
forms are already out for this
हाँ
university.
हाँ मैम, आजकल एडमिशन्स जो होता है ना मैम, ये सारा एक साल पहले हो जाता है ना. तो you should be, as a parent now, you should be just focusing on filling up as many forms as possible. Don't be
So is it
judgmental
open
about
this
this.
form now, or is it closed, Ashoka
No, no, it
University?
is open. They have several cycles. So the first cycle is done. Second cycle, we are in the middle of it. And then there will be a third and fourth cycle. So the point here is that if you do not apply in the first two cycles, your chances of admission get reduced by a huge percentage.
Okay.
Okay, so this is out of my experience that I have seen that if you want to get through Ashoka, it should be in the first two cycles that you apply. So one is Ashoka. Second, there is a very good course at this university called Flame University Pune. There you can look at a BBA data analytics kind of a course. So that's also a 3 to 4 year program. You can convert the program into 4 years also. And the admission process for Ashoka and Flame is just like abroad university. You'll have to write those essays, you have to appear for an entrance, you have to appear for an interview, and there might be an on the spot essay also. Plus, you have to showcase all your extracurriculars, you have to give your recommendation letters. So, there is a complete, different way of admissions at these two places. Similar to this, there is a university at Mohali that has come up and is doing pretty well. Very unique kind of a course. They have this course called BTech Data Science in Economics and Business.
So which university is this?
This is called Plaksha University in Mohali.
The forms are out, sir.
नहीं मैम इसका अभी आया नहीं है. It will begin very soon. Okay. Then you might also look at Kriya University, which is in Andhra Pradesh, and they have this beautiful course where you can have a major in economics and a minor in business. It's a combination program between economics and business. So all these four universities, I can help you to apply as their admission process is just like the international university, okay? Even though they are in India. But the first list that I told you in India, which is Christ and Symbiosis and the five, IAMs, etc., that is dealt by my domestic team. So the people that you met, Akansha, are the right people to talk to, both set of you.
Okay.
For
And sir,
abroad
this
universities,
university which you told us right now, they do take entrance exams?
yes, ma'am. They have entrance, they have interviews, okay? Plus, some of them have case study based approach, and they also will look at all your documents between class 10th to class 12th. Plus, they will look at your extracurriculars that you've done. Plus, they will look at your letter of recommendations and the essays that are required to write.
So you can help us to fill the form or you can help us to prepare for the entrance.
Absolutely, ma'am. I will just do the entire application part and I'll help the child to prepare for the interview. The entrance part, however, can be taken care of by my domestic team because if you start preparing for the Indian domestic entrances, you will automatically get prepared for these entrances as
Mm-hmm.
well. Okay. So that is how it should.
Okay. So please, I think we might be needing your help to fill up these forms.
No
Um,
worries. So for a set of four universities, I charge 47,200 rupees for doing the entire applications and the interview process preparation. Okay. So I'll be sending you an email. Probably my colleague Anjali will send you an email regarding the same. So you can look at that. And I believe you had some queries for your son as well.
sir, I want to know about this Shiv Nadar University of
Ah,
Ahmedabad.
it's a good university, ma'am. अच्छा university है. I can help you in getting through there.
सर वहाँ पर क्या कोर्सेज हैं?
दो कोर्सेज हैं मैम. एक तो वहां पर होता है बैचलर्स इन मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज
Okay.
और
That's in
दूसरा
Delhi.
होता है उनका इकोनॉमिक्स का कोर्स, बीए इकोनॉमिक्स. तो इनका क्या होता है कि अगर आप 3 साल में कोर्स कंप्लीट करते हो यू विल गेट अ ऑनर्स डिग्री. और अगर आप 4 साल वाला करते हो देन यू गेट अ रिसर्च डिग्री.
Okay, research degree. Okay.
If somebody has a plan to go to US or Canada for their postgrad, then it is advisable that you do the 4 year program.
ठीक है.
तो
और इनका
शिवनादर भी आप कर
एंट्रेंस
सकते
भी होगा सर?
हो मैम. इनका एंट्रेंस भी होगा और जैसा अशोका वगैरह का पूरा प्रोसेस है ना मैम, ऐसा ही पूरा प्रोसेस है इनका.
और सर HSE, what is this in which has started in IIT Madras?
Okay, so that is called an entrance which is for MA developmental studies. Okay, so MA developmental studies is something where you get to understand how to develop, say, a village, or how to develop the education system in an urban area, or how to develop the hospital system in a particular area, those kind of things. So it's majorly meant for people who are aiming for UPSC kind of thing, you know. So it was started almost a decade back, but by IIT Chennai, and it's an integrated program, which is bachelor's plus masters. So it's a 5-year integrated program, and for getting admissions, you need to write the HSEE exam, which happens right after the board, exams
Is
are.
it a good course? I mean,
It's a tremendous course, but you have to understand that every student is not meant to apply to every kind of a course, right? You have to have right kind of personality for that course also. Okay? So this requires somebody who is looking at, kind of doing देश सेवा. ऐसा कोई बच्चा हो जो कंप्लीटली देश सेवा में जाना चाहता है, ब्यूरोक्रेसी में जाना चाहता है, ऐसा कुछ करना है, then for them this course can come out to be very nice.
not a good remuneration if we see it from remuneration point of view.
Um, it's not like bad remuneration. You have to look at the facilities that you get, and it might be a good remuneration also if you work with a privatized company. So remuneration is not a problem here. Problem is that whether or not you will like the course. You should at least go on the website and have a look at the course and the outcomes of it. You have to understand the outcome. तो वो आउटकम बच्चे को समझ में आना चाहिए कि मुझे उस जिंदगी में फिट होना है कि नहीं होना है। अगर उस जिंदगी में आप अपने आप को फिट समझते ही नहीं हो तो फिर उस कोर्स को करने का क्या फायदा, है ना? सो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई से कि निहारिका इस वक्त मोस्ट इमर्जिंग करियर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, तो आप सब कुछ छोड़ो, आप जाओ जाके कंप्यूटर साइंस का कोर्स करें। विल निहारिका गो एंड डू इट?
So she doesn't have compute. I mean, doesn't have science.
It's
Maybe
okay. Even if you don't have science, you can still pursue that. Okay.
how can she do it? I mean,
You
she
have
won't.
maths with you as a subject, so you can tend to apply. Okay, so there are a lot of BA computer science programs across the world through which Niharika can also get into computer science.
So, but is there any such kind of course in India? If we, I mean,
नहीं,
situation
इंडिया में
like
तो नहीं, आउटसाइड इंडिया ही मिलेगा, ठीक है?
on कहाँ पर sir? I mean, India.
Outside India में you can look at United States, you can look at United Kingdom, you can look at Australia. All three countries have a probability for students who have maths to come into computer science. But the bigger question is that will Niharika like that course? Because the first year they will teach you physics, they will teach you electronics, they'll teach you mathematics, they'll teach you data sciences. Are you that kind of a person? Right? So this is how the question is. You have to understand the child's personality and give them responsive, subjects or streams to study.
Okay.
So that is how things.
Another thing which we came across is data analytics in ISI, IIM Calcutta venture 2 years.
Hmm.
What is
So that is a postgrad program.
ओके और सर ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कोर्सेज बहुत आ रहे हैं आजकल
EDI
इसको करके
Ahmedabad.
क्या फायदा है
Sorry, Niharika, you're saying something?
They are in EDI Ahmedabad. I heard of that institute.
Yes. So that's a wonderful university to get into, but only for people who are willing to start their own venture or probably are willing to enter their family business. So if you're of that nature, then probably you look into that program.
But
My
is it a
ideology,
master's program or a bachelor's
they
program?
have bachelor's program also. My understanding is that even if you do a bachelor's in business administration or you do a bachelor's in management studies, you learn a lot of entrepreneurship. But then those, organizations or universities are open for placements also. So maybe I do not want to jump into entrepreneurship immediately after my grad. Probably I want to work for a while, understand everything, experience everything, and then probably I want to start. If that is the plan, then rather than applying to entrepreneurship programs, apply to the BBA programs or BMS programs. Or probably you can go abroad and do a BSc management kind of a program.
सर आपने जो बोला कि आप 4-5 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में अप्लाई करने के लिए आप हेल्प करेंगे सो विल आई मीन दिस विल इंक्लूड द एंट्रेंस क्लियरेंस ट्यूशंस आल्सो
No, ma'am. My job is to only send the application and prepare the child for the interview. Okay. Look, my division is a consulting division. We are not a coaching division. My other division, which is the domestic division, is a coaching division, ma'am.
then we have to I mean if we go with you then we have to take that coaching
मैम
also
लेना चाहिए, आइडियली तो लेना चाहिए, पर कई बच्चा क्या करता है कि अपने आप ही प्रिपेयर करके ये एंट्रेंसेस दे देता है, पर
इजी
वो
होता
रिस्क है,
है
प्रॉब्ली क्लियर होगा नहीं होगा, क्योंकि इतना आसान भी नहीं होता वो एंट्रेंस. यू शुड हैव अ बेसिक क्लू ऑफ थिंग्स.
Sir, but 1 month will be enough to clear these entrance.
1 month should be good enough. It is general aptitude, मैम, हो जाएगा, वैसे बहुत टफ तो नहीं है। बस इंसान को पता होना चाहिए कि टेस्ट का पैटर्न क्या होता है, कैसे आंसर करना है, कुछ ट्रिक्स आने चाहिए, उसके बाद आप जाकर के दे सकते
सर जैसे इस बार ये क्लैट वगैरह का एग्जाम्स और ये एलेट का एग्जाम तो बिल्कुल ही आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड आया है, जो कभी इस तरीके
हैं।
का हुआ ही नहीं. So I mean, children who have prepared well for it also, they are also not able to perform
मैम,
well.
that is the problem with you know
इस बार जो
entrances.
SAT भी हुआ है वो भी बहुत टफ था. द इंग्लिश पार्ट वाज वेरी टफ.
तो मैम, entrances will keep on changing, मैम. If you have the general aptitude, you will be able to face it. And if you are smart enough on the exam day, whatever tough paper you have, you'll still be able to crack it through. देखो, क्लैट का पेपर अगर टफ भी आया होगा ना, तो जो बच्चा स्मार्ट होगा, वो अगर बेयर मिनिमम करके निकल गया होगा, तो उसका परसेंटाइल बाकी लोगों से बहुत बेटर आएगा. So that is how things are. Any which ways, if you have any questions for your son, probably you can start with that as
So I mean, I think I have asked most of the things which will be applicable to him also.
well.
और मुझे भी कुछ ध्यान भी नहीं आ रहा.
हाँ, तो एक चीज ये कि देखो, योर सन इज स्टिल इन क्लास 10,
Yeah.
so he has a good enough time to prepare himself against the entrances, as well as prepare himself for probably becoming acceptable for large scholarships. So, for example, let's say we plan to get into United States and we plan to apply for international scholarships there. So he is right now in a position where he can prepare himself for those scholarships.
So
Okay.
because I should be very honest with you, I mean, if you guarantee us that, I mean, he would be able to gain this much of scholarship, then only I would be able to
No,
back
ma'am.
the school.
Legally
Because
and as per company
attending
policy,
US will be more expensive than Canada
true.
also, I think.
Absolutely. So legally and as per company policy, I am not entitled to guarantee anything to anyone
Hmm.
because university conditions and budgets plus competition are factors which are beyond my control.
Hmm.
You never know, but you can have in that process. Now, what happens is that you prepare a resume of a child which becomes an aspirational resume. So just to give you an outlook of things, what I'll do is I'll show you something. Okay, just give me a moment. Share my screen with you. Both of you, Niharika and my friend there, both of you should actually look into it. So this is one of my students, Devansh Tiwari. I started working with him when he was in class 11. He is a national record holder for doing 18 internships in 30 days. And look at the companies that he's worked with. So he's worked with EA Sports. Your son might be knowing about this particular company. Do you?
Yes, sir.
कौन कौन सा गेम खेला है EA Sports का?
FIFA and Need for Speed.
Good. Then you have GE, you have PricewaterhouseCoopers, and there are 10 other experiences than apart from this. Plus, if you look at his certifications, there are 68 licenses and certifications that he has gathered in a period of 1 year. This is an aspirational resume, and it will get to top-notch universities of the world. And you won't believe this fellow's dad doesn't have much of money to spend. So what we are doing is we are sending him to Europe as well as we've applied to a few universities in United States, looking at scholarships. Okay. So probably he'll get through. So this kind of a resume needs a lot of time and effort to build. And even if this lad does not land up at these universities, he will carry that resume around for the next 5 years and he will reap the benefits out of it. Really, it opens up your mind, makes you understand several things, and helps you realize that what is your potential, right? So probably with your son, you can venture into this kind of an activity. But with Niharika, at this juncture, we should just finish off the applications. And once she moves into first year, then probably we can start working with Niharika and build up a resume for her masters. Okay. So that should be the ideal way to work. Rest, it is your call.
So, I mean, what are the charges for the resume?
For the profile building, per year we charge 1,10,000.
I mean, it will be with you for 2 years then.
Yes, ma'am. For 2 years of profiling, and then if you take a call that you want to apply abroad, then we help you applying abroad.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll ask Anjali to send you a separate email that will have the details of all of these things. There will be two emails, one for Niharika and one for your son. So you will get to understand that what do we offer and how do we offer, what are the financials, bank details, etc. You can have a look at it, and whenever you wish to come back, definitely let us know.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.